Hello, everyone, and welcome to Entrusted. My name is Susan Yurkowitz, and I'm the founder of Harbor Lily Creative, who's bringing you this podcast. So here on Entrusted, we talk with people who are using their talents for the good of the world. And today we have a very special treat for you. It's my very own sister, who is a second grade teacher, Liz Brown. Liz, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so
Excited to be
excited.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bit of an interesting start to the show, and I guess I should say up front, if you can't guess what day it is, by the ashes on the forehead, today is Ash Wednesday. Happy Ash Wednesday. So we have Liz with us. Liz is a second grade teacher. I've known her whole life. She's my younger sister, and she lets me know that. And I'm just so happy to have her here. She is a woman of many talents, full of creativity. And I just was hoping, Liz, that you could kind of start us off by explaining, like, when we hear second grade teacher, what does that mean to you? What is that like when you're teaching second grade? Can you kind of walk us through the day of what that's like to be a second grade teacher?
Sure. So I've been teaching for, many years, probably about 25 years now, most of those in second grade, probably 22, 23 of them in second grade. I've been with the same district pretty much my entire career, but I have had many different positions in the district as well. So I started out actually I was a long-term substitute, and then I was the computer teacher for a while, got my hooks into second grade, did a looping year with my kids up to third, and when ended up going back down to second and have stayed there ever since, and really found my niche. I love it. Typical day in second grade, there is no typical day in second grade. The kids come to you, happy, sad, in between, depends what kind of day they had. I might sit down or I might have my phone ringing off the hook. I didn't get to give my kid a kiss goodbye. Can you tell him I love him? Or emails. But when we get settled into our day, there is definitely a routine, which is extremely important for these kids to have a routine. So we'll do, like our reading, and we'll do an hour of like ELA, and we have it's a very typical ELA, lunch, recess, specials. We do math, and then end our day with like social studies and science. And just is no 2 days are the same. And that's what keeps it fun.
Oh, that's great. So ELA, that's English? That's
English language arts. So it's reading, writing, spelling, all of the above.
okay. How interesting. So you mentioned, they might come in, the kids come in different moods or different, phases, whatever. It's so
Right.
interesting because for the people that we have been interviewing, it's been interesting. Some of them don't really have a lot of contact with the public like that. So this is heavy contact with
Very.
second graders. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Do you remember the moment that you thought, I want to be a teacher?
I never thought, I just knew it, because ever since I can remember, our mom obviously would introduce me, and she would say, well, this is our Elizabeth. She's going to be our teacher. So I never even explored other venues. I just always knew I was supposed to be a teacher. So that's what I did. I've always been very, good with kids. I loved. I babysat. I was always all about the babies and just having fun with the kids when they're little. And natural progression just led me right into teaching. I loved my whole experience. I graduated from Gannon University, and then got my master's from there as well, and loved the very strong program that they have. Cannot speak highly enough of that. The educational program when I went through had amazing instructors, learned so much, and was raising my own children while in college. So hands-on experience.
Yeah, absolutely. What was that like while you were raising your kids? So how do you remember how old your daughters
Oh,
were around? What's
yes.
that? Yeah.
So not born yet. I had children very young. My oldest, I started college. Let's see. I was pregnant with her, and then
Mhm.
my very first day after I had her. So I was doing classes before I had her. Then I had her in the summer, and
Okay.
then I started classes when she was 10 days old.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
That
And
I
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say I can remember back to those days and the commitment that it took for you. I remember you doing homework late into the night. This is
Yes.
it's yeah, so that's something. So you had these natural talents that you knew, "Okay, this is what I would like to do with them," or it was just handed to you like, "This is what you
Right.
will do with your
This is
talents."
what you will do. Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but I think, like you said, you kinda just knew. So,
Right.
mo
Hmm.
yeah, and then moving into that, it did take commitment because you have to have certification to be a teacher in the state of Pennsylvania, and I imagine all states, if correct me if I'm wrong, but, so it wasn't something that you could just go to work saying, "I have these I'd love to teach your kids," but you have to meet certain requirements, so it took a lot it sounds like it took a lot of
It
commitment.
did.
How many years of schooling was that?
I did mine. I had taken a semester off right out. I was in a few different colleges until I landed at Gannon, trying to figure out where I was best meant to be. And
Mhm.
so I started about a half a year late, but then I started in January, and it was like it was a 4 year, 4.5 for me year program.
Yeah.
And then I did my master's as well. But actually, I did a ton of work online, which really wasn't a thing back then. I had to get special permission from the dean in order to do, most people do like 12, 15 credits. I was doing, 21, 25 credits, 28 if I had, like whatever I possibly could to get caught up, to get through. One thing that I guess I always remember is when I found out that I was pregnant and I had already started college, I had already started college. They were like, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I going to do? I'm going to go to school," which just wasn't on anybody's rate. Like I never ever like, why wouldn't I go to school just being pregnant? I guess, raising kids, being the eighth out of 12 children, kids are a
Yes.
part of life. You take them with you. You do life with them. You don't, have to do life around them. So they just were integrated into everything I did. I would take them on. I would visited my dear friend in North Carolina and packaged two babies, a 2-year-old and one in a car seat, and I just took them with me and off we went. And just never slowed me down having children. And married, I am married, and my husband is the father of all of my kiddos, and we've been together since we were 12 years old. So he has been an enormous impact on my life as far as allowing or being there supporting me through everything, and he worked just as
Mhm.
hard as I did, so we raised each other. We were babies.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I love what you said about that. Kids are part of life, and so therefore your girls have watched you take on this, the commitment. They were watching you as you graduated. I remember,
Yes.
I can remember back then, and then they've all been driven as well, just kind of finding their path in life. And
Mhm.
now, just because you have talked about what it was like for you, I know you would never do this on your own. So I'm so proud of you as my sister. But like, didn't you graduate at the
You're
top
gonna make
of
me
the
blush. Yes, I did. I graduated number one out of my entire graduating class, not just education, but I graduated with at the time it was a 4.0, was the
Yeah,
highest you could get. So yes, they did recognize me
yeah.
with a special thing at the ceremony.
That is I actually wanna cry right now just
I
because
know.
I mean, really, that is what an accomplishment, first of all, but also what an affirmation. This is what you were meant to do. That's
Hmm.
so beautiful. So let's dive into this a little bit. Like while you're in the classroom, I've known you forever to be a very fun person, and I know that the students find you to be very fun. Do you mind talking a little bit about some of the things that you do to make fun, like to
Oh,
bring a
we've
little more
had
fun into the day?
many over the years. Oh, there have been many things. From my Max the monkey, my puppet that I did early on, to Madame Aswame with doing spelling words and just having so much fun. And then during COVID, boy, that was rough. But
Oh,
even
right.
during COVID, all of a sudden, puppets would be making an appearance on the screen, and I just tried to have as much fun with it because I just I mean, I feel like I'm still a kid myself. I remember being in school, and I just love to hear the kids say like, "What do you mean it's time to go home already?"
Oh,
they love it. When I can make the day go fast because they've had so much fun, affirms everything, all my hard work, everything that they've done. Like
Wow.
it makes it so worth it to hear them say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's time to go home already. We were having so much fun." So we do all kinds of um, all kinds of things. This year, we have done Greek, we've done olive tasting. We dressed up as Greek gods and goddesses. We've done different kinds of reports. And it's a brand new curriculum for me this year. So I feel like I'm kind of starting all over from the get go. But just always finding new and exciting ways to make it innovative for the kids to keep their interest peaked, and mine as well.
Right. Wow. Second grade, and you're already doing all of that. That is really incredible. You would have to hold their attention. I mean, really, because that's something that not even adults can all
Right. Yep.
comprehend. Oh, that's
Exactly.
fascinating. Yes. So, and you said, as far as like even on the fun side, and I know that you've had lots of fabulous costumes that
Oh, I do. I'm the one that I'm the person that dresses up for every holiday. I'm the one that, like they just May the 5th, or May the 4th, excuse me, May the 4th, there's me and my Star Wars get up and bringing in other costumes for other people to get into it, whether they want to or not.
Yes,
You
yes.
just gotta, I feel like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus most days because
Oh,
I really enjoy getting into it and just making it fun for me, making it fun for the kids, but also making it fun for my coworkers as well. I've been known to ride a stick horse into classes here and there, or have an astronaut helmet on while I'm, just out of there, just because, what do you do? I don't even want to know. There's Mrs. Brown again.
so you've been teaching for 25 years and even 22, I think you said, in the district. I imagine that these are second graders, so I imagine that you've seen the
Oh,
cycle of the,
I'm now teaching the children of the children that I've taught, or the children of children. Yes, yes, I'm teaching you taught my dad, yes, I'm in that
um,
era now. Hmm.
oh, that's really cool. So do students ever come back to visit you?
Um, y- yes and no. We do a really nice thing at the end of every year. It's called the senior walk, where any of the kids that graduated from the elementary school, they go back to their elementary school and they walk the halls at the end. And so I always
Mm,
have kids coming in and visiting me then. One of the teachers at the high school does a project. I want to say it's like ninth grade. I think the kids have to write a letter to a teacher that had an impact on them. And so anytime I ever get a letter from them, and I
mhm.
do. Usually I get a couple a year. It just makes me burst with pride to see that I had a little bit of an impact on their life, and to see how well that they're doing and how well they're succeeding. And I have special students, of course, that through the years, yes, we've kept in touch. And uh, yeah, I'm Grandma
What
Liz
an
to one of
honor.
my second grade students' daughters, and I love
Oh,
it. So yeah.
oh, oh, that's really special. So I get, I mean, I love that fun aspect of who you are as a teacher. I'm sure that it can be a little bit difficult keeping order in the classroom,
Oh
keeping
gosh.
attention. So when you're having that kind of fun, is that a difficult balance to, I guess, have the fun, but have them be listening? What's that
It's
like?
Yes, it's up to the kids, and I tell them that. I mean, this is
Mhm.
we will work together as a team. So if they are too silly and can't handle it, then it's not a fun day. Not that it's not a fun day, but
Okay.
I can't do the extra fun things. We can't take it to that next level if they're not able to handle it. So they
Mhm.
drive the environment in the classroom.
Yeah, I can imagine. Has it been a huge shift from when you started teaching, decades ago to now? Do you see a difference in behaviors? I just know with my own kids, even seeing some of the different challenges myself, I have ADHD, that type of thing. And I don't know if it's more rampant or if people are just noticing it, but have you seen a shift in maybe?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay.
Accountability with teachers. Yes, yes, there's been a shift in a lot of different ways, positive and negative. So,
I can imagine. Sure. Yeah. Life will do that.
yeah, yep.
Um,
And
yeah.
as we grow and learn and get old, I'm sure I'm way more lenient on things now than I was when I was 20 something years old teaching, thinking I knew it all. So,
Yeah.
um, just having lived my own life more, having my own children, I see where I try to put myself in the place of the kids and where they're coming from, and to see where the families are and where they're coming from, and to just meet in the middle and say like, hey, we're all on the same team here. I am not against your kid. I'm not against you. Like, what can we do together to make your child the most successful, have the best year in second grade they could possibly have? So parents are super receptive to that. And
Mhm.
I I love my parents. I mean, like, I've been very blessed with the amount of parents that I've had in through my classroom that we've developed friendships, even, or just a little beyond. Like, I'll see them in the stores, and oh my gosh, hey, we'll just catch up, and just to know that that I still have that connection, even with the parents of the children that I've taught, is really meaningful.
Oh, that is really that's first of all special. Secondly, something I hadn't really thought about because I can picture my own kids, us being around the dinner table, them telling stories of what happened during the day. I mean, you've become part of these
Oh
families.
yes.
Wow. Wow. That
I always
is
say,
an
I'll believe
awesome
half of what you
responsibility.
say. I'll believe half of what the kids tell me about you. If you believe half what they tell me you about me.
Sure, for sure. Oh, wow. So, what has it been like growing up in the Catholic family that we did? I know faith has played an important part in my life. Has it played a part in your role as a teacher? What has that been like?
Interesting. I mean, I went to a Catholic or a elementary school, and so that was very different than what a public school offers. Um, but having been grounded in faith, regardless of what branch of faith, if you're grounded in
Sure.
faith, you all you need is to be able to meet these kids with love. And having grown up in
Mhm.
such a loving family and such a supportive environment has only helped me to meet these kids where they are, and to understand them better, and to, like, truly, they're not kids, they're humans. Like, I treat them as
Yeah.
humans, just as I would
Yeah.
want to be treated. So yes.
Yeah, I can remember. I Would you be willing to talk a little bit about it? It's never left me. You've shared a few different stories of your students over the years, very vague. You don't mention names or anything like that, but you've shared just how these kids have life happening to them throughout the year, and really
Mhm.
heavy stuff happens in these kids' lives, and then they still have to go to school. So
Right.
what is that? I imagine that is, like, when you're talking about meeting them with love, I can only imagine how much that means to them to have
Mhm.
somebody as caring as you are when they're coming in, but, like, things, illnesses in the family or death in the family or, breakups in the family, things like that. How, as a teacher, do you help them kind of I don't know if you integrate them into your day or if it's more like you help them like, "Nope, you're at school now." What's that like?
Honestly, it depends on the student, because some kids need to leave it at the door and be a
Uh-huh.
student when they're at school, and some kids cannot do that. And so we have to, um, there'll be little check-in times or things we'll do with them where, maybe I'll have lunch in the classroom with just that student, or um, we do a program at our school where we have mentors as well. So teachers are mentors to students in other different levels. Like, I've been a mentor many different times to many students, and they're very near and dear to my heart. And they've been, some started in kindergarten, or some started in fourth or fifth grade, and we still keep in contact to this day. But one of the things, like, knowing it's different, because the kids have these days are way more exposed to things that maybe they don't need to be exposed to. So they don't need to know if mom and dad are fighting, or if mom and boyfriend are fighting, but they do. They might not necessarily, TV, the internet is, they just are exposed to so much so young,
Mhm.
that they can't help it. They
Mhm.
know way more than they should oftentimes. So
Mhm.
keeping kind of keeping a pulse on that in my classroom, knowing which kids are coming from what type of households they're coming from, if I've taught their siblings, how am I able to help them? Sometimes it's, hey, mom works third shift, she's home sleeping I get it. Like she wants got to do what she's got to do. So listen, you need to be the one. I know you're 7. I know you're 8. You got to set an alarm, sweetie. You got to, and so you're just teaching them,
Mhm.
and it's because the parents are trying their best.
Sure.
They're doing everything they can, because you do what you can to help your kids, and it's not easy. It's not ideal. But you'll have some very mature second graders because of things like that, and some very not mature because there's mom, still cutting up their steak at dinner time, or still drying their bathtubs for like things like that. It just depends. So really it's just being flexible and being able to look at things from an outside perspective, like, okay, if this is me, if I'm this kid, what do I need? What can I do? Who's going to help me right now? Be the
Mhm.
best. What kind of day can I have? Depending on, even if they come in a rotten mood, we can turn that around. We can make this a good day. What can we do? Let's start it with a hug. So,
Mhm.
just those type of things. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And like you said, they're human. And I love
Yeah.
that you
They're
allow
humans.
yourself to be
Hmm.
human with them. That's
Yes, yes. And allowing
yeah.
myself to learn from, I mean, I've been in the system for a while now, but allowing myself to learn from those younger than me is huge. I mean, gosh, my
Mhm.
principal is like my nephew's age, so knowing, like, just being humble, knowing I don't know it all, knowing it's okay not to know it all. I still have advice I can offer, but I certainly have many things I need to learn yet. So
Mhm.
being
Mhm.
open and willing, no matter the age, even to 7 and 8 year olds, like they teach me all the time.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of age, can you tell or do you notice a difference, like, as far as birth orders in the family? Like, you can tell if you have a sister
Oh,
that's the oldest in the family versus the
yes.
youngest, or no?
Not quite often. Yes, yes, yes. Many times the take charge kiddos, or the I'll do it, are raising other siblings at home, or helping to raise other siblings at home.
Yes.
Whereas, still can't, I don't know how to tie my shoes yet, or is usually like,
Funny.
mid to the lower end, younger end of the spectrum, I should say. So yeah,
Yes.
it just depends. You have kids
Mm.
from all ages, all walks of life, in every school district. So just being there and being open and willing to help the kids is the best I can do every day. Yep.
Sure. And I know that your school has taken, I believe that it's been intentional, but a type of family approach. I know that you mentioned your principal and what it's like to work with him and these teachers, that you've formed these bonds with over the years. Does that provide a level of comfort for you to
Oh
know
my
that it's
gosh. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Being a family at school is knowing you can trust people, knowing you can go in and you yourself can have a bad day, and that there's people there to support you, um, means the world. Yeah. It
Mhm.
is definitely a family community everywhere. It
Yeah.
has to be, in order for it to work, and for order for it to work well, it needs to be a family. Yes.
Sure. And I know the kids must feel that. I've seen different posts online. Do you mind talking about like the send off at the end of the year, what that's like?
Oh, what we do at the end of the year,
Yes.
we
Yes.
have like noisemakers and party poppers and all the stuff. And as the kids are leaving, the teachers line the halls, and we walk them out to the buses, and we're hooting and hollering and waving goodbye and ringing our cowbells and doing all the fun stuff. Just a fun summer send off for them.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I've thought that's been great. So, w- I'm curious what you would say to the parents, the grandparents, the caregivers, anybody that's got these second graders at home. I'm sure you've noticed, like, when the kids come in and maybe they're a little more prepared for the day or whatever. Can you give us a kind of behind the curtains scene or a sneak peek, like what it's like to be a teacher where you're hoping, oh, like you see that these things that we can do at home really do help the student as they enter into the school day?
Structure, routine is so important for kids. Getting good night's sleep, electronics only certain amount of times. That's such a huge. There's so many books written about the detriment that we're allowing our kids by allowing them to be on electronics so much. Um, my biggest thing is, gosh, let them play. Like, don't schedule every minute of their life, and I know you have dance and I know you have ice skating and I know you have this and I know you have that, but be a kid. Be a kid, go outside and play, and be a parent and go outside and play with your kid.
Mm,
Yes,
I
that's
love
where
that.
those are the times that they're going to remember, you're going to remember. It's even though you don't want to go outside in the snow because it's miserable out, I still think back, like, remember that time when my husband made the ice castle with the kids, and they still talk about it to this day, going out, taking them sled riding, building snowmen, being a part of their everyday life. And it doesn't have to be forever. It can be 20 minutes outside, but uh,
Mhm.
that's an option. Like, keep that outdoor, that fresh air is so good for the kids.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. So, as far as thinking of other people, well, and even yourself, like you knew that this is what you were called to do. So, talents, can you talk a little bit about that? If somebody's pondering, what will I be when I grow up? What are some of the maybe natural talents that somebody might notice within themselves that might point them in the direction of becoming an educator?
Um, a lot of kids playing school, they'll play school, or oftentimes, like, I include my kids, obviously, like, I have them as mini teachers, or we do, with the minions, I have a minion of the week. So they get to be the special student. They lead the line. They're the teacher's helper basically for the whole week. They get to do all the good stuff. But having the kids like, oh my gosh, you got all of these correct, or you got most of these correct, or like, hey, you come over here, you're going to be my helper. I want you to grade these kids' papers, and you're going to grade these, and the checkers, and just making them a part of the everyday life and in the classroom. And sometimes that inspires them, and sometimes they're like, nope, this is not for me, But you'll see them building at recess, so you'll see them building with blocks or building with magnet tiles, and so you're like, whoa, architect, or I can't imagine what you're going to do with all your talents. Or, like, I had a little kid that he would take home my speaker and fix it for me because he's so, he was not a big fan of school, but man, oh man, his hands on and could fix anything I could possibly send his way. Like, I can only imagine the different type of things he's going to be able to do with that set of skills. So encouraging where they are and allowing them the opportunity to, like, maybe he would not ever think of himself as being a teacher, but maybe he would be an amazing tech teacher, where he's teaching, just trying to highlight the talents that they have, um, and make them feel worthy themselves of, like, I could do this. I could do this. Oh my gosh, I would be this. I remember mom telling me one time, years, she was in like second or third grade, and she remembers her teacher telling her, like, she had a beautiful singing voice, and she's 81 years old and still remembers her teacher telling her that. And she does have a beautiful singing voice. She sings at church, she sings in the choir. So just knowing, like, wow, mom remembers that from many, many years ago. Like, what I say as a teacher is going to impact these kids. I might not remember saying it, but they're going to remember me saying it. So toning down any, like really thinking about, "Ugh, don't say it just because it pops in your head." You don't always, sometimes the sarcasm can be, like, hurtful. And so
Mhm.
you have to really watch, because they see everything. They see an eye roll in the hallway. They see a sad face, a sad look on your face, or they'll see you smiling, or a little thumbs up, or a little nudge, So just knowing they're always watching you, and really, truly, as a teacher, what you say hurts or helps these kids.
1000%. I remember being selected for Ink Spots, the writers
Yeah.
group.
See,
And
yep.
that vote of
Mhm.
confidence, I remember that like it was yesterday. I still think about
Yeah.
it, and you're right.
Yep.
So, oh,
Mhm.
that's great. Well, final question. What would you say to the person who maybe senses something deep inside themselves that they have what it takes to be a teacher? Maybe they, but are afraid to put themselves out there, or afraid to take that journey because it is kind of a long process to becoming a teacher. The world needs good teachers such as yourself. What would you like to say to them to encourage them?
Oh, you can't be afraid. If you want something, you have to go after it. You have to I mean, what do you mean I'm not going to go to school because I'm pregnant? What do you, like, that was never even a thought. Like, gosh, no, you do it. You go for it, because what if I hadn't? Where would I be now? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, If you feel the desire to be a teacher, step foot in a classroom. There's so many people that are willing to have you come in and read a book to the kids, or we love to include anybody from, in our community to come in and be a part of our class, to be a part of, and to give the kids experiences outside to see what else can I do besides be a teacher. Um, so if somebody is feeling that spark, come into my room, come and see what it's about. Come in, take a class, be active, just go visit schools or where children are and just see, you'll know, you know.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Oh,
Thank you
you're
for
welcome.
sharing these inside peeks into what it's like. I've certainly never done what you've done, and so I'm impressed, I'm amazed, I'm inspired by you, Liz. I truly am, and
Oh,
I just
thank
thank you
you.
for sharing with the audience. So again, thank you for being here. For those of you that this is your first time joining us on the podcast, it would be a real honor if you would like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a talent that we haven't covered yet, please reach out to me. It's Susan at harborlilycreative.com. We'll have the information for you below in the notes. And thank you again for being with us. This has been just a real treat.
Well, you're welcome. I appreciate the ability to be able to share what a day in the life of a second grade teacher is kind of like. So thank you. I'm honored to have been asked.
Of course. Of course.